because it's profitability at the farm gate that we're all striving for. If we do nothing, we will go backwards. So by sharing and cooperating together, we will increase our collective intelligence. I'll repeat that. By sharing information and cooperating together, we will increase our collective intelligence. These words support the reasoning behind the choice of our theme for this conference. When we talk about capturing value, we mean finding ways for growers to capture value from their products instead of allowing it to be absorbed and lost by the cost of the supply chain and after it leaves the farm gate. It is also fair to say that growers do have a clear understanding of the costs of the supply chain to market. It is ever changing and it is ever increasing, but at the same time, it is getting far more sophisticated. We are good growers. We are damn good growers. We're good at growing quality crops that will improve our business. We are recognised overseas as some of the best growers in the world. One thing we do know is that consumers are paying more for fresh fruit and vegetables. But as we well know, this does not automatically increase the returns to the farmer. Just in the last few weeks, with announcements from the latest Food and Consumer Price Index, we saw the painful results of a perfect storm of conditions. The increase in GST, the increases in costs of petrol, energy and transport, merged with the effects of an offshore production shortage of product from Australia, mainly due to the Queensland floods, and then poor growing conditions, rain and so forth, all came together and pushed up the normally high winter vegetable prices to new heights that New Zealanders have never had before. One of our staff members in Wellington saw tomatoes $1.99 each. So this is horrendous. This is huge. The media loves these stories. They love calling upon Hort New Zealand to explain why consumers have to pay so much for fruit and vegetables. The truth is, we don't apologise for high prices. No, we don't apologise for high prices. This is usual because while growers enjoy some of the increase at the farm gate, it usually coincides with low volumes in the market. The reality is that high prices caused by low volumes does not deliver more to the bottom line for anyone. Often, in fact, it delivers less. The opposite, of course, happens when produce is plentiful. Shoppers can buy more for less. And at this time, growers are supplying huge volumes at very low prices. But the costs in the supply chain remain basically the same. This scenario is great for the consumer, but not for the grower, and it is all too common on our domestic market. Regrettably, we are slow learners when it comes to influencing supply and demand. This makes for a great opportunity for consumers to enjoy lower-priced fruit and vegetables when it is plentiful. But you know what? The media don't like to comment about low prices. Consumers should always buy, of course they should always buy, when fruit and vegetables are abundant, at seasonal peaks when prices are at their lowest. This will in turn increase demand and prices to the growers should firm. Supply and demand controls the horticulture market and the values paid for produce. It is one of Horticulture New Zealand's main roles to continually explain to the consumer, to the New Zealanders, how this in fact works. Much of our produce goes offshore. Why? To the highest bidder. Because in the export market, we get highly competitive and normally higher prices and very profitable results. In some situations, this also means higher domestic prices, something Fonterra is very well aware of with the price of milk. So despite the media hype around prices of produce in New Zealand, we still enjoy some of the best quality and the lowest priced produce in the world, and it is grown right here by our New Zealand growers. What does all that mean to us? The bottom line means this, is that we need to make sure that our growers have a sustainable profit level so that they can remain in business. Because without profit, you, we, I won't be growers in New Zealand for much longer on a commercial scale. We will be forced to import more and more produce from offshore. We will become a nation of lifestyle gardeners supplying the farmers' markets, while the stable volumes of fruit and vegetables will be imported. We need to explain this to the public so that they can support our growers in the produce that we grow for them. The outcome of that scenario would be an absolute disgrace for this country. A disgrace for a country that calls itself 100% pure and a country that's clean and green if we can't supply economically and profitably our own produce for our own consumption. We are a $5 billion business, and that is not going to reach our target of $10 billion by 2020 by underselling each other in the product in the market. The Labour Party's plan to remove GST on fruit and vegetables supports an increase in consumption based on price. In theory, this is good progress. It would encourage shoppers to buy more fruit and vegetables, and the nutritional health and well-being benefits of fruit and vegetables can never be overstated, particularly in a country that is saturated by fast food offerings and a country that has record levels of obesity in all age groups. So any way that consumption can be improved must be good for New Zealand, must be good for the economy, and must be good for us as growers. One of my biggest concerns as president of your organisation is that a lot of our growers still don't understand or know or have an in-depth understanding of what Horticulture New Zealand actually does or represents. A fair number of them need to do some more reading to understand and listen, but there's 6,500 growers out there. Here we have 300 odd people in the room, most of which are growers. The problem here is that we have 2 magazines, we have an email newsletter, we have media releases, a website, regional meetings, grower visits, we even have a Twitter feed now. Yet we still are not getting through to the majority of our 6,500 growers. It's a problem we don't have on our own. Product groups have a similar problem, but communication becomes a real issue for us. We talk regularly, of course, to industry leaders, and in turn we receive great support from them. And generally these people are the people who attend meetings, attend conference, they're the people who are here in the audience. They're the loyal supporters. So how do we go past those and use those people to, in fact, get our message further afield? I will take this opportunity to the grower leaders that are here and thank you for the support that you show for the whole of the horticulture industry, the work that you do for industry good, and the fact that in reality you are working for other growers, sometimes who seldom appreciate it. And sadly, that is a reality. So Horticulture New Zealand needs strong advocacy. We need to deliver and explain the benefits of our peak industry body. We need you to do that for us, and we need you to explain that we work for industry issues for industry good. We work on industry issues for industry good. There are always some issues that people get fired up about. They're notably Resource Management Act, country of origin labelling, and always biosecurity. But ultimately, Horticulture New Zealand needs to defend the right for growers to grow. Are you defending Horticulture New Zealand? Have you a good understanding of Horticulture New Zealand? Think about ways that we can spread the word to our 6,500 growers. Because anyone in business should have a good grasp of the strengths and weaknesses, barriers and opportunities that the business faces every day. And understanding where your levy is spent is critical to your business. It's important to know that your national organisation is working for you, that you have some influence on how and what it works for you, and so that when you need it, you know where to go and contact it and make it assist your issues. So this year, this current year that we're reporting on is unprecedented in the challenges that it threw up. It have to be recorded in the archives as one of the most unusually wide-ranging array of conditions and complications for growers.